What's up guys, Ben, Diesel Power Products here. I am very excited to have one of our ambassadors in town, Mr. Basil Lynch. Let's check it out.
What's up everybody, my name's Basil. This is my truck named Bruce. I live in the truck full time and travel the country as a photographer. I started in San Diego about 2 months ago and drove up the coast. And now I'm here at Diesel Power Products.
All right, so we're gonna give you an overview of everything that's going on with this truck. Best way to start, in the front. Tell me what's going on in the front of this truck.
So on the front of the truck, first big thing is the buck stop bumper. It's their Outback series, full steel, a little bit heavy, but it's super strong and you can kind of do whatever you want with it and it won't care. Inside of the bumper is a Warren 16.5 winch with synthetic line. On the end of that, Factory 55 ProLink. Attached to the outside of the bumper is the Rigid Industries lights. I've got ambers down low for driving in bad weather, along with my normal Q-Series driving lights, just for general driving. This is my VHF radio antenna, and then over here is my WeBoost cell phone booster. On top of the hood is a 100-watt solar panel for my camper batteries, and then up mounted on the camper is the 50-inch SR Rigid Industries spot light bar for long distance lighting.
So we got the hood popped on this rig, and you probably noticed that we're both wearing Diesel Power Product shirts. One of my favorite things about this rig, not only is it overlander, not only is Basil a very nice man, but this thing's got a 7.3 in it. And if you know me, I got a soft spot for 7.3s. So we got this thing all perked up. This is obviously a heavy vehicle, so it's got to make some power and it's got to be reliable. So we got a nice S&B cold air intake on there, got some gearhead tunes. You got a Edge CTS2 monitor on there so you can keep track of all your EGTs and horse pressures and whatnot. Also, filtration on 7.3s is key. We have a diesel site coolant filtration system along with their 203-degree thermostat and the silicone hose that goes around the serpentine belt. Other than that, it's a pretty well stocked truck, and that's how 7.3s like to live. Get them a little bit more power, get them to get on the freeway, get out of the way of everybody else, and they'll last forever. So now that we got the basics hammered out to get some more performance out of the engine, Basil, how to help you out?
So what I kind of want to do with this truck is just make it really drivable. Didn't want to do crazy power. I wanted to keep it reliable and just be able to fly down the road at 65 all day long and it wouldn't care. So a lot of those have really helped that. The biggest change that I noticed was the tuner. From stock, as soon as I plugged in that tuner, it was mind-blowing what it did to the vehicle. It completely changed it. Other than that, the air intake is really good peace of mind to know it's getting good, clean air. And then 2 big batteries. I've got the full throttle batteries in there, which is great for cold starts, along with just having peace of mind of not having a dead battery after forgetting a light on or forgetting your phone plugged in, whatever it is.
So that's what we've done underneath the hood to wake up this 7.3. Basil, let's give us a tour of the rest of the truck.
Let's go check it out. So the truck is rolling on a set of Yokohama Geolandar Geo15s. They're a 315 75 R16. Great tire. I didn't want something super aggressive because, I mean, to be honest, most people are going to be driving on asphalt 90% of the time. And for that 10% of the time that I'm off-road, they still perform awesome. They're also severe snow rated, so I can go up in the mountain passes and not have to worry so much. I do carry chain still, but it's nice to know your tires have great grip. And here is a set of Bilstein 5160 shocks with their heavy valving. And the truck is on roughly about 6 inches of lift. When I first bought the truck, the steering was insanely sloppy, and that was something that's not really fun when you have a huge camper on the back. So got a hold of Redhead and we threw one of their steering gears in here, which helps change the truck phenomenally at just how it drives down the street. Other than that, the suspension's not too crazy. The rear end is on a custom set of leafs with airbags and the same heavy-duty valving Bilstein 5160 shocks. Got a track bar, adjustable track bar in it, and Pitman arm drop. But other than that, yeah, it's not too crazy. So on the back of the truck, first thing is I've got the hot water heater for the inside of the camper, and then lighting. I've got the new Rigid Industries lights on the back of the truck. They are dual function, so I've got running lights, brake lights, turn signals. The amber second function is actually a strobe. Also on the back of the truck is the stickers. Everyone likes the stickers. First little guy is Bruce up there. The truck's name's Bruce, kind of after Finding Nemo, partially because it's just a big aggressive truck, but then on the inside it's kind of nice. And then I've also got slow truck, fast house, because normally my cruising speed down the highway is 60, 65. But thanks to Diesel Power Products, the truck's actually not that slow. I can cruise at 85 if I want, but my gas mileage takes a huge hit when I do that. My average right now is about 13 to 15 miles per gallon, cruising at about 60, 65, which is pretty good for a giant rolling brick on wheels. Also on the back of the truck is my bike. It's a 1980 Yamaha DT100. It's a little 100cc two-stroke, super fun to ride, only goes about 45 miles an hour, but it's street legal. So I can leave the truck at a campsite and then take the bike back into town to go get groceries, more beer, whatever it is. The bike is mounted on a Joe Holler motorcycle carrier that we custom built for the truck. Joe's out of San Diego. He built it so it could high rise up a little bit more, so off-road I wasn't dragging the carrier. So as soon as I put the bike on the back of the truck, I knew that my rear lights were blocked. I kind of ran a couple months, or probably about a couple weeks like that with the lights partially blocked, and I was just waiting for the day for someone to rear end me. When Rigid Industries released these new lights, I knew they were perfect. So I mounted low lights so you could still have the lower stock lights, and then threw lights up high so that I could know everyone's seeing that I'm stopping. It's a pretty big vehicle, so it's obvious to see, but it's good to know that you have good rear lighting on the rear of your truck, so everyone knows you're making a left turn here or right turn here, whatever it is. So that's pretty much everything that's going on with the back end of the truck. Now we'll go and look at the sides of the trucks and kind of see what's going on over there. So on the driver's side of the truck, first thing is the fluids cabinet. It's got the filler neck, my propane tank, along with all my oils and fuel additives. I run F-Bomb, great additives. This cabinet's kind of very messy. Everything just gets thrown in and stuff leaks, so it's not very nice. On the outside of it, I mounted some L-Track with some crossbars on it. And then mounted to those crossbars are my skis and my MaxTrax vehicle recovery boards. These things are great. It's a great thing for snow, sand, anything where you can get kind of bogged down in it. You can throw these underneath the tires, drive up on them, and it just lifts the vehicle right out. Surprisingly, they work really well on my truck. My truck's 11,500 pounds fully loaded. And even then, everyone's kind of like, oh, it's just a piece of plastic, but no, they've held up great. I've used them probably 6 or 7 times in this truck so far and haven't had any issues with them. So over on the passenger side of the truck, this cabinet is kind of all my tools along with the electrical stuff for the camper. I carry probably too many tools, but it's nice to know I can fix everything while I'm out on the road. When you go to such remote places, you need to carry a lot of spare parts and spare tools and fluids and all that kind of stuff so you can fix stuff on your own while you're out there. For the camper, I've got 2 giant full river batteries that help run the heater in the camper, all of my electronics, lights, charging camera batteries, that kind of stuff. Super great batteries, have never had to run them low. The batteries are charged with a DC to DC charger that goes to the alternator of the truck, along with a 300 watt solar panel mounted on the roof. The 100 watt panel on the hood of it ties into my Goal Zero power pack inside the camper. That sums up for all the storage on the outside of the truck, and now let's go and check out the cab. So this is the inside of the truck, a lot of stuff going on. First off is the kind of rail mount setup. I have a iPad mini mounted up here that I run either weather systems on or mapping for off-road. Next to that is my Kenwood TM710G radio. It's a ham radio, so it's got great range along with APRS tracking, so I can send people a link and they can track where I'm at. It's great for my mom, keeps my mom happy so she knows where I'm at. Down here is my Switch Pros controller. This works all of the lights on the front end of the truck along with future accessories of a compressor, that kind of stuff. Over here is my Edge Insight CTS2. Really one of my favorite things I've done to the truck because it's just, you can monitor everything on it. It helps keep an eye on, everything from what your instant fuel mileage is to transmission temperatures to the high pressure oil system. It's a really good tool to be able to watch it while driving and make sure nothing's going wrong while you're on the road. Up here is my Gearhead 6-position tuner. It's got 6 different tunes on it. Right now I've just got the basic tunes. My favorite tune I run is probably number 3, which is the economy and light tow tune. I run number 1, which is the heavy tune. If I go up a really steep hill, it helps keep transmission temperatures down and just kind of helps it go up the hill a little bit easier. Just modifying the basics on the truck of the tuner, the intake, exhaust, and the edge have really helped just make the drivability of the truck that much better. It's not a speed demon. I'm not going to go 90 miles an hour down the freeway, but just being able to have that little bit of improvement on the technology in the truck that when it was built, which is a 2000, just bringing it up to the modern standards on the truck has made a huge difference in how the truck drives and fuel mileage too. Surprisingly, it's when I put all of these accessories on, I went from about 11 miles to the gallon up to 15, which is a pretty big difference, especially with me where I'm driving the vehicle every day and almost going through a tank of gas, or sorry, tank of diesel every single day. That's pretty much everything that's going on with the inside of the truck. Now let's go in the back and check out the inside of the camper. So this is the camper. I bought the camper from a guy named Brandon out of Santa Cruz. He was a carpenter and decided he wanted to build himself a camper. So he built it, all homemade, built it in his backyard. The exterior of the camper is a galvanized steel. And then this is a stainless steel. Inside of that, all of the framing on the outside is 1x2 120 wall steel. In between the galvanized steel is a foam insulation, and then the interior walls are 1/4 inch ply. Camper is mounted onto the stock truck frame mounts. He built a subframe, almost kind of like a flatbed platform on it, out of 2x4 240 wall steel, and then the camper is built on another subframe that sets down on top of that and then gets bolted through, so the camper is removable, but you do need a forklift to get it off or something like that. Overall, the camper is insanely strong. I've taken it places it definitely shouldn't be. That's why there's pinstripes down it and some things are broken on the outside. But I've never had an issue. I've been lifting tires in the truck and flexing it way out and have never had anything crack on the camper. It's nice knowing the camper's really strong and you can kind of do whatever you want with it and it'll be okay. Other than that, camper outside's pretty basic. Let's go check out the inside now. So this is the inside of the camper. Definitely a little bit different than the normal campers, more of a house. Up here's the bed along with surfboard storage. The bed is roughly a queen size bed, but it's about 10 inches narrower than a queen. So plenty of space. I'm 6'4" and fit in it perfect, or 6'3" and fit in it perfect. Over here are cabinets. These cabinets hold all of my camera gear, random electronics, all that kind of stuff. Over here is kind of my electronics center. I've got the interior antenna for the cell phone booster, solar charge controller, fan controller for the ceiling fan, indoor outdoor temperature along with voltages for both the camper batteries. Here's the table. Built a custom table out of a slab of walnut I picked up off of Craigslist for 10 bucks. It swivels, pivots, goes up and down. Pretty awesome, one of my favorite things I've done to it. Back here is all my storage. This one's kind of just oddball, long goods, ski boots, backpacks, camp chairs, that kind of stuff. This side is all clothes. Got tons of clothes storage, a little bit messy, but that's normal. All these cabinets are about 12 inches deep. Down here, this is where I keep my stove. I don't have a hard stove mounted into my countertop because I wanted to have a ton of countertop space. So I've just got a stove that I take out and put on the countertop and run. Over here's all kind of shoes, boots, that kind of stuff. Over here, these two cabinets, this top one is all of my food, pretty much my pantry. And then this down low one is all of my cooking supplies. So pots, pans, cups, utensils. So over here is the fridge, pretty good size. Nothing crazy, but it's got a small freezer up top too. And then underneath here, I've got storage. This one's kind of toiletries along with some appliances. Under the sink is kind of cleaning stuff, paper goods, coffee machine, just random oddball things. Up here, it's kind of books, more random things, and this is all spices. The sink has both hot and cold water off of that hot water heater. So it's actually good pressure, kind of like a household sink. And then this second tap is for my Activa water purification system. So I've got a water purifier underneath here that does both particle and LED filtration. So I can run pretty much any water I want into my tanks and be able to drink it. Over here, just simple magnet storage for all of my knives, forks, spoons, that kind of stuff. This is my Goal Zero power pack. It's a lithium power pack that I mainly use to charge camera batteries, computers, anything with large draws. I try not to put a huge draw on the camper batteries because I rely on it for the water pump and the heater. So this is a nice battery pack that I can use and completely drain and not have to worry about camper batteries getting low. So that pretty much ends the tour on Bruce. Thanks everyone for watching, and thanks Diesel Power Products for letting me come by. If you guys want to follow along on the journey, make sure you find me on Instagram at Basil Lynch or on Facebook, Basil Lynch Photography. Thanks again. See you guys.